From the 15th of June here in the UK, the government have decided that we have to wear face masks on public transport, and potentially that will be rolled out to other public areas too. Personally, I can't really see how this is helping, but I'll do my bit. It's quite relaxing. You what? Oh, you mean the... Oh... Yeah, okay, that does make a bit more sense. As a dental practitioner by day, I can assure you that the medical profession need all the PPE they can get, so it's down to us to make our own. It doesn't have to be flashy or complicated, it can be really, really simple. I'm making this one up as I go along. I'm hoping to give you a 5-minute face mask that you can knock up in a jiffy. Studies have shown that the best fabric to use at home for a face mask is cotton, ideally 100% cotton. You get maximum filtration that way. So I'm going to use these two gorgeous quilting cottons that were in my stash. I don't remember where I got them or when, but I think they look really great together and they'll be a nice jazzy face mask to lift my spirits. A double layered face mask will give greater protection, more filtration. This one I'm going to do double layered with a pocket to pop even an extra filter in if you wish. Remember though, with face masks, you're not protecting yourself, you're protecting other people around you. So by wearing one of these, you are doing your bit. We're going to start by cutting our outer fabric into a rectangle about 8.5 inches wide and 10.5 inches long. Then with our lining fabric, we cut it to the same width, but about 3 inches longer. Then we're going to go ahead and cut the lining piece in half to get this. Finish the edges of the pocket part of your lining however you wish. I've used my overlocker. Then fold over a hem and pop it through the machine. Cut 2 pieces of elastic about 7 inches in length, and then you've got all the bits you need to assemble your mask. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit fiddly. We're going to take one piece of elastic and place it about a 1/2 inch down from the top of our rectangle. Then with right sides together, bring a lining piece to meet it, pop in a pin, and then carry on pinning down the side of that lining piece. Next, flap your lining piece over to reveal your elastic, then making sure you keep that piece of elastic nice and straight and flat. Bring it down and around to meet the bottom of your rectangle, again about a 1/2 inch from the edge. Grab your other lining piece to meet it and pin together. Pin the rest of the side of that lining piece until eventually you end up with an overlap where the 2 lining pieces meet to form your pocket. Your seam will look a little bit scrunchy because of the elastic, but when you put it out flat, it's perfect. Next step is to chuck it through the machine, keeping some nice tension as you go to keep the elastic pulled out straight so you don't get any wrinkles. Ordinarily I take out pins as I go, but on this occasion we're going to do some danger sewing. Better to keep your pins in. Once you've done the same thing on the opposite side with the other piece of elastic, you just need to sew up the top and bottom of the mask. Then clip your corners, trim your threads, and we're ready to turn it in the right way out using your filter pocket. Turn it through, flatten it out, and that's what you've got. Give it a good press around the edges and we're ready to add some shape. We're going to add pleats to accommodate our nose and chin. You could measure these if you wanted to, but in my opinion, life's too short, so I'm just eyeballing these. 2 for my nose, 1 for my chin. We need to top stitch these down now. There's a lot of layers of fabric, so getting it through the machine is a challenge, so go nice and slowly. Give the whole thing a press once you're done, and there we have it. Mission accomplished. That took all of 5 or 10 minutes, and that included the time it took for me to figure out what I was doing because I didn't have a plan going into this. The only criticism I would say is that the straps are a little bit long for me. I used 7 inches of elastic, but maybe 6 would be better for a smaller face. We've got our little pocket in here where you could put a piece of folded up kitchen paper or a Hoover filter. Those are some of the things that have been recommended. But even in itself, this 2 layers of cotton should give you some good protection. When wearing a mask, please do try and remember the principles of cross-contamination and cross-infection control. Both your nose and your mouth are potential entry points for pathogens, so if you're wearing your mask just covering your mouth, you've got no protection at all. Make sure it's securely covering your nose and your mouth and tucked underneath your chin. Something you could change about this pattern to help with that is to add a pipe cleaner to this top section here, so you can then pinch it over the bridge of your nose to get a really, really good seal. If you're constantly fiddling with and readjusting your mask, your hands are then becoming contaminated and then you're transferring those potential pathogens to other surfaces. So once your mask goes on, it is dirty and you do not touch it. I've seen a lot of people, especially in supermarkets, pulling their mask down to talk to the cashier or to someone they've bumped into. Please don't do that. It completely eliminates the idea of what we're doing with keeping our faces covered. You only take it off when you arrive home or in a safe space like your own car, in which case you take it off by the ear straps as they're the least contaminated part. If you're at home, you can chuck it straight into the washing machine and give your hands a good wash. If you're in your car, then make sure you've got a stash of plastic bags handy so as you can just stick it straight in a plastic bag without touching it and then pop it in the machine when you get home. It would be a good idea to make a few of these so as you can stick it in the washing machine when you get home and you've still got a fresh one to put on when you need it. Most importantly, stay safe, be kind. Remember, we're doing this to look after people around us. There is no right or wrong way to make a face mask. If you want to do it my way, then I'll pop some instructions down below. Hit subscribe while you're there, head over to my Instagram and keep sewing. Jenny, J-Cat, Jen, Jenster, JJ, J-Meister, Jennifer!